Hello! Happy Monday! I did it again! Almost did it again. Happy Monday, everybody. Hello, hello, how are we? Is everyone cool? Everyone having a good time? Everyone looking forward to another week of Warhammer? Everyone can hear me all right? Everything's all good? Good afternoon. Welcome. I realised I was 2 minutes late. So went live in a panic. As is always the way. As is always the way. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening to Colonel 149th of the Death Corps of Krieg, Yamail Angmar, Red Covenant, Madison Schleif, Baradon 283, Dave Hall, Mark Watson, Nick Main, Jungle Camper, Andrew Nichols, Laura Brand, Star Pilot 94, Dutch Army Painter, Hungry Bert, good afternoon. Guys, there was sad news on the weekend. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you do, but Bernard Hill unfortunately passed away. Bernard Hill, who played King Theoden, the man who wielded this very sword. Not this one. This one's a replica. The man who wielded this very sword, though, passed away. And it's very sad. Theoden was my favourite character in the books. Bernard Hill was wonderful in the role. And he is now gone on to a better place. Long live the king, etc., etc. Yes. It's got a very strange notification. Anyway. Paramedieval, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Dazran, good afternoon. Keith Story, let the horn of Helm Hammerhand sound in the deep one last time. I don't know where my trumpet is, unfortunately. I think it's out in the shed. And I would let the horn of Helm Hammerhand sound at Warhipster Towers for our fallen king. But, unfortunately, I don't know where it is. But yes. It's sad news. I will be watching Lord of the Rings this week to remember him and be probably have a little cry, to be honest. But today we are here to talk Warhammer, to do Warhammer, and do all of that good stuff. I would paint Theoden, except I did it not too long ago. So, for any of you who are thinking of honouring Bernard Hill, painting his miniature, glorious plastic miniature, there is a video which you can follow along. And I think that would be one of the best ways to honour the great man. At least for me. Anyway. So, today, what are we doing? Well, firstly, some of you may have noticed that the models painted has gone up. As it always does. Every time we have a 3 or 4 day break from speaking to each other, i.e. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in that time, many models get painted. So, what have I been up to this week? Well, the first thing is I did the Kroot Hounds. I've done all 5 of these Kroot Hounds. There is a video going live for these. It is a how to paint, but for those of you who like my music choices and just want to have a playlist to listen to in the background, this video is going to be like an hour long, so you can throw on the sounds of Warhipster and also follow along painting your Kroot Hounds. It will be Warhipster uncut with this one, so the Kroot Hounds are now, well, I've got to do their bases, but the Kroot Hounds are now done. I also painted the Lone Spear. Here it is. It is ready to go. There will be a video for this guy coming very, very soon. For those of you who are excited for the Kroot Lone Spear. I also painted the Vanquishers for my Stormcast Spearhead. So, I am a Spearhead down. I've done 3 now. Cities of Sigmar, Flesh Eater Courts, and Stormcast Eternals. I'm good to go. Today, however, some of you will be excited to see what I have been painting. Any guesses? We have been painting the Breaker Boss on Mawpit Troggoth today and last night. This is the beginning of the me time May. It's taken me 3 years to paint this, but we're finally getting around to it. So, Breaker Boss, Mawpit Troggoth is a go. For those of you who've been waiting for it for 3 years. But today, we have Ravaged Lands, the Ruined Spawning Pool. And we're going to be building some of this up today. Because we need terrain for our games of Spearhead. Now, what we get inside this box is 3 absolutely enormous sprues. Absolutely ginormous sprues. And that is another box I can get rid of, hopefully. Let me just zoom out a little bit. No, that's zoom in. There we go. So, oh, we've got a snap sprue there. 1, 2, and 3. So I figured this would pair really well with the Idol of the Old Ones that we did recently. And because I'm really excited for Spearhead and I want to have a good board ready for Spearhead, alongside getting the Spearhead / Vanguard sets ready, we probably need to get a pile of terrain done as well, so that I can make a bunch of really cool looking videos for you as well. Now, I don't know how much terrain we're going to require for Spearhead, but it's on a really small board. So, a quarter the size of a normal board. Is what they said. 30 inches by 22.4 inches is the size of the board for Spearhead. So we're probably going to need somewhere in the region of 1 large piece or 2 large pieces and a couple of little small ones. So with the Idol of the Old Ones, plus the Ruined Spawning Pool, plus the Ruined Realm Shaper I also have, we can have a really cool looking board, I think, for all of our Spearhead needs. So, guys, as per usual, I do have to ask before we get into the building of said things, if you could please leave a like on the stream, I would be eternally grateful to you. Because it means more people will come in and watch. And then they'll subscribe to the channel. And that will make me a very happy boy. And if you're feeling especially generous, you could either send a super chat to ask a question you desperately need answering, or gift some memberships, or indeed become a member. Because that's also amazing. But of course, not required. As you can see, we're looking to get to 700 YouTube members. We haven't got there. We're on 549, so we're only 151 away. Anyway, I love that video you did of the old one statue. The colouring on it was glorious. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what it is, thank you, Hungry Bert. But this is the idol of the old ones. There it is. So, what I think would be really nice to have with this is the ruined spawning pool. Because then we'll have, you know, a pretty cool looking set of terrain for our games of Warcry going forward. I really want to do a lot of Age of Sigmar rules content this year. I don't know if I said this live stream on Wednesday, but I know I've said it to some people. I basically want to do. I want the names Age of Sigmar and Warhipster to become synonymous. I want everyone to go, that's the guy. He's the He's the Age of Sigmar guy. So which is which? PC goal or member goal? Want to know for future reference. What do you mean? The PC fund is that we're going to buy a new PC to go up to 4K streaming and filming, all that kind of good stuff. I'm scraping together sort of quite a fair bit of money for it as well. And anything you want to donate to the cause is very, very kind. We'll get there. But it's all in service of getting the best content out there in the world for you, for all of you. So, this box builds two things. The Starfire Pylon. And it's quite an involved build by the looks of things. So we're probably only going to get one of these things done. Idol of Motzel Potter is the other one. Which, yeah. No, cool. Alright. So if I donate and gift members goals to both goals, it can. Just tell me what you want it to go to, Castellan, and I will put it. Like, either one is great. The super chats generally go in the PC fund, and the member goals go in the. We want to get to this amount of members. But if you want to donate members towards the PC fund, that will go towards both. Right. I need sprue A, which I believe is this one here. As you can see, these are quite large components. And also, because it's terrain, there are some quite chunky mould lines on this. This is why I don't think we're going to get through both bits of these terrain, this terrain kit. Because there's a lot to do on it. It's probably a lot of cleanup. So we're just gonna get going. We're gonna chat. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have some fun. Has anybody seen the new Jezzails that were previewed today? We definitely didn't already call that there would be Jezzails. I was hoping that they weren't going to share the Jezzails today, because it's been obvious that that's what's coming. After they previewed the Warlock Engineer. And they said, he buffs Jezzails. It's like, cool. Getting new Jezzails then. A5, and we need component A4 as well. Bosh, and Bosh, and Bosh. Clippy, clippy. Clippy, clippy. Hello, Captain Crunch. That is huge. Here is a Stormcast for reference in size. Look how big that is. That's ridiculous. Alright. Where is my blade? So yeah, I was like I said, I was hoping it wasn't going to be the Giselles that got previewed today, because it was we already know about them, we already knew they were on the way, but you know, I guess they had to get it out of the way. I did see though that they've announced that they're going to be doing a live stream on the 16th of May. Is that right? In the morning. So the Thursday before the Reforged event. So we will naturally stay up late and we shall stream that along because, well, I would be foolish to miss it, right? But we should see everything we need to see from the contents of the box, I would guess. That's the whole point. So we shall react in real time. So that says to me that there's only going to be 2 more model reveals. So either that's it, that's the extent of it. So there's 1 character or whatever coming for each side in the box, which would be disappointing. Or there's a lot more in that box that we're perhaps don't know about yet. I would be surprised if they previewed anything that was going to come out post the box either. I think it will just be the contents of the box. They might do some stuff for something else, maybe for Underworlds or for Warcry, but I doubt it. We shall find out. We shall find out live. We shall find out together. There we go. Mark Watson is the first person to super chat today. Thank you very much, Mark, for the $9.99 for the PC fund. Thank you very much. That is very, very kind of you. That puts us... Let's just round it to that. 689. Thank you. I'm going to be in Nottingham as well. Just joined, but on a train with bad signal. I just about missed my train because I was also building that terrain piece. What are you thinking for paint scheme? Similar to the big head? Yeah, I probably will keep it in line with the Idol of the Old Ones, just to have a little bit of visual consistency with the terrain. There will be a couple of differences though, because like there's a bit of grey stone in the box art, for the ruined spawning pool. So we'll figure out a different way to do that. In fact, the thing that's going to be actually really interesting with this one is that there's all the wood, so we might actually have to do some classic painting if we're going to prime it with Mechanicus Standard Grey. Hadn't thought about that. Oh no. Maybe it's time to bring back Contrast versus Classic. Okay. So these two bits now go together. We require the glue. Hello, Captain Mannerings. Is this likely to get a video? Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Shout out to the Warhipster Discord, super friendly community. They're the best, aren't they? My Discord is just a wonderful place, full of inspiration and great people. I love it. If you want to become a member of the Discord, it is a perk for being a YouTube channel member or a Patreon subscriber. But it is great. Trust me when I say that. I submitted a psychophage. Sorry, it's not Battleline. That's okay, Baradon. The next episode of Tale of Many Warhipsters should be on Wednesday. So I'm thinking about building a Blades of Khorne army, so any thoughts? Yeah, the best place to start for a Blades of Khorne army is to buy the Vanguard set, because it will get you ready for games of Spearhead in AoS 4. That is probably the best place to start. I haven't done much in the way of Blades of Khorne. I did the what's it called? The Realm Gore Ritualist. That's got a video, so there is at least one bit of Blades of Khorne on the channel, and of course we've done almost all of the demons that are available for the Blades of Khorne, excluding the Blood Crushers, Skull Cannon, and the Bloodmaster on Chariot. Those are the only ones we haven't done. Oh, and the Rendmaster as well. But that is what this month is all about. So for those of you who don't know, we are going to be concentrating this month on doing a bunch of stuff I've been meaning to do for ages, but simply haven't had the time. Hence why the Breaker Boss is being done. For you Cruel Boys fans, there is also going to be a video on the Beast Skewer Killbow. And then the only thing I won't have done from them is the Marsh Crawler Slogoth. So I'll see if I can work that into the month as well. I'll have to buy one, but easy. Yeah, they've not had they've not had the best kind of series of new models, the Blades of Khorne. They've not really had very much at all in the way of new stuff, unlike many of the other god-specific armies. So, like, the slaves, not Slaves of Darkness, they're not god-specific. The, obviously, like, the Hedonites of Slaanesh, they got a complete full new range. Maggotkin of Nurgle have had some bits. They're also, I think, a little bit underrepresented. But the Hedonites of Slaanesh, they got a good turnout. The Disciples of Tzeentch, they had a reasonably good turnout. The Slaves to Darkness, as we know, they've had a fantastic set of... is that meant to be on a slant? It must be. Hang on. Yeah. So unfortunately, Blades of Khorne have kind of languished a little bit since the beginning. However, I would guess that is going to change based on just based on a feeling I have. I think they are due a little bit of love. And, you know, I think chaos in general, like, Age of Sigmar is cyclical, right? It's kind of, it works in the idea of the Age of 4 seasons. That, yeah, essentially the Grand Alliances wax and wane based on their power. And they have so far, I think, I think they've proved that it's going to be reasonably easy to guess what the core boxes are going to entail going forwards, right? Because Age of Sigmar 1, Mighty Battles in an Age of an Ending War, was Stormcast Eternals versus the Khorne Bloodbound, or the Blades of Khorne. Age of Sigmar 2, Nighthaunt versus Stormcast Eternals. Age of Sigmar 3, Cruel Boys versus Stormcast Eternals. Age of Sigmar 4, we're back to Chaos. So in 3 years' time, you can expect to see a Death faction rise. And then 3 years after that, you can expect to see a Destruction faction rise against the mighty Stormcast Eternals. But that depends on Age of Sigmar being a popular, successful game for another 9 years. So who knows if that will come to pass. Get in there, tree. And now we need to throw in a pile of glue. And then we're basically just going to sit here like this for a few minutes. Hello to FQ. I haven't got any prompts, Cass. I need to set up a Nightbot thing. I am a very unprofessional streamer. I'm very bad at this. I like to think I'm good at this, but I'm also very bad at this. Deeply unprofessional, I know. This thing is quite large, isn't it? Oh, it's very big. I didn't realise how big it was. I'm just going to hold it for another minute or two. We are 1 like away from 50. That's our first target. You guys have crushed it. And then after that, you know which number we're shooting for. The big 6-9. Okay. Oh. We should be all good on that front now. Come back here. So now I need component number 6. By the looks of things, he is. Thoughts on the colour for the bamboo. So, in recent times, I've been blessed to do a lot of Flesh Eater Quartz, where the colour for the stone on them is basically the same thing. So what I'm probably going to do, if I don't prime this whole thing in Mechanica Standard Grey, what I'm probably going to do is shade it with Targal Raid Shade, then shade it with Agrax, and call it a day. Well, dry brush it. Okay. That's my usual instinct for that kind of thing. It's a slightly reddy beige that you end up getting. It's a really nice colour. We need A8 and we need A7. There's going to be some spectacular mould lines on this. A7. There we go. Targal Raid Shade is my favourite shade. Yeah, Targal Raid Shade, honestly, it's probably the best thing that Games Workshop has made. It's a beautiful shade paint. You know, because like we all know that Null Noil and Agrax Earthshade are great. They are. And then they introduced us to the reformulated shades. And whilst they are still great, Null Noil and Agrax Earthshade, I ought to know, I use them all the time. I was surprised that when they brought the shades out, that the Targal Raid Shade was as good as it was. I almost put it in the same category as Null Noil and Agrax Earthshade, because I think it's that good a kind of neutral shade. You can use it for almost anything. It does add a slight reddy tint to things. Well, it's kind of almost like a bruised red. It's just really nice. It's a really nice paint. Wholeheartedly recommend picking it up if you want something slightly different from Agrax or Null Noil. I've also in recent times been using Berserker Bloodshade to great effect. I couldn't really see where it sat in the range. What it's really good at doing is when Carabao Crimson is too purple or pinky for you, Berserker Bloodshade is a really good replacement for it. And what I've also discovered in recent times is if you apply Berserker Bloodshade over the top of Guilliman Flesh or Fireslayer Flesh or or Dark Oak flesh, you actually get really close to Bugman's Glow. It's not quite Bugman's Glow, but it's really close to it. Which is just really interesting. I like it. I almost as well. Hello, Hendrik. I should warn you guys, actually. So, in the last week, I have resolved that I need to stop not listening to the Siege of Terra. I just need to get it over with. I need to finally finish listening to the series. And so, in the last week, I finally finished Mortis, which was terrible. Terrible book. So I finally finished Mortis. I've been listening to, I have listened to Warhawk, which was an incredible book. And I have listened to Echoes of Eternity, which was also very good. So, the reason I have to warn you guys is I am in a slightly strange place right now where all it will take is a really inspiring conversation with a member of staff, and I'll be like, yep, I'm in. I'm going to do a White Scars army for Horus Heresy. And that's not good. That's not a good position to be in. Because you know, I don't want to do it right now. Age of Sigmar is more important. Because I was listening to Warhawk and I was like, well, let me rewind. When I listened to Echoes of Eternity, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, let's call it a Blood Angels centric book. So that was really nice, and I was like, I love my Blood Angels. Of course, I love my Blood Angels. Everyone knows I love my Blood Angels. I have many Blood Angels. I have at least 2 full companies of painted Blood Angels. Possibly even 3 full companies of painted Blood Angels. Or approaching 3 full companies of painted Blood Angels. Do I need to do a Blood Angels Heresy Force? And the answer I came to was no. But listening to Warhawk, right? Obviously that one comes before Echoes of Eternity. As I was listening to Warhawk, I was like, this is such a good book. And the White Scars are just incredible. They're really fun. Now, I know what you're thinking. Josh, you don't like painting cavalry or bikes. Why the hell would you do that to yourself? Well, that is a great question. One that I am unable to answer right now. Because I'm a fool. Maybe. But one of the things I don't have is an army in white. And the White Scars are pretty cool. They're really cool in that book, honestly. I was surprised at how good Warhawk was, to be honest. I really, really enjoyed it. So, Yeah, I'm struggling at the moment to focus on the things I know I still want to do. I really want to do all this stuff because I'm really excited for Age of Sigmar. But yeah, I'm gonna finish the siege, and then I'm gonna dive into AoS novels, all the ones I've bought over the last year or so of not listening to audiobooks. And I'm just going to listen to them. So, like, I downloaded, well, I paid for with an Audible credit, Black Pyramid because it's finally on audiobook. So I'm really excited to listen to that, and that's going to get me all revved up for Hallowed Nights, I'm sure. I'm going to deploy that one when it's needed. In gameplay terms, what is considered a full company? So I can talk at length about this. So for a company of Space Marines, traditionally, a company of Space Marines is 100 Space Marines. They are led by a captain and 2 lieutenants, or lieutenants, depending on where you are in the world. That's a newer thing from the Primaris time, but it's still perfectly fine. So they're outside of the 100. Now, the 100 Space Marines are traditionally broken down into a battle company, so a frontline company, which is traditionally companies 2 to 5, because 6 and 7 are reserve companies, 8 and 9 are assault and devastator companies, and the 10th company is the Vanguard, is the scouts company. The first company is all the veterans, right? So a battle company is 2 to 5. Those are traditionally broken down into 6 battle line. This is as per the Codex Astartes. Are traditionally broken down into 6 battle line, 2 what used to be fast attack and heavy support, 2 heavy support and 2 fast attack options, or in this case 2 close support and 2 fire support, as it's now known. The company should number roughly 100 Marines, and they'll each maintain each company will maintain a arsenal of like a motor pool, basically. Chaplains, apothecaries, librarians, they're not specific to companies. They are they are part of the Librarius, the Reclusiarch, and all this kind of thing. And the Apothecarian. Each company will also have a company champion. Some might not, like the reserve companies and that. They won't do that. Now, in recent times, that has changed because of the influx of the Primaris Space Marines. You can now, and because of they've got weird squad sizes, basically, that's why it's changed. A company can resemble 20 squads. Not a standing strength of 200 Marines, but it can be up to 20 squads based on what is required of the particular engagement. There's also such a thing as being seconded to the company from different companies and such, which then allows them to move more neophytes and scouts into the specialist companies and stuff like this. So things have changed a little bit on that front, but traditionally you would have, as I always remember it, you would have 60 tactical Space Marines, 20 heavy support Marines, and 20 fast attack Space Marines. So a good layout for a company would be to have 20 Devastators, because a Devastator squad can actually be 10 Marines, 5 with heavy weapons and 5 with just bolt guns. So you'd have 20 Devastators, 20 Assault Marines with jump packs or not, and then 60 Tactical Marines. Then you could change that when the Primaris came along to be 60 intercessors. And then the easiest way to do it is 60 intercessors, 20 hellblasters, or 10 hellblasters and 10 what are the stupid ones with the t-shirt launchers called? Desolators. And then you could have 10 reavers, for example, or 10 assault intercessors with well, just assault intercessors, right? That is, and as Captain Manu says there, that is for codex compliant chapters. So there are some chapters that do some things slightly differently and are constructed in slightly different ways. Obviously, they are non-codex compliant, or they are codex divergent. The Blood Angels, for example, a typical path for a Space Marine in a codex compliant chapter would go from the Scout Company into the Devastator Company, which would be the 9th Company, where you would then learn how to use all the heavy bolters and missile launchers and prove yourself as a Devastator. Then you would move into the Assault Company, which would be where you would get your jump back and you'd learn about close combat and stuff like this. The Blood Angels do it slightly differently in that you go into the Assault Company first because they believe they need to blood the new recruits early to get them used to, because it's all about fighting the Black Rage, right? So they move from the Scout Company into the Assault Company, which is their 9th. The Devastator is the 8th. Once you've spent time in the Assault and Devastator companies, you then go into a Reserve Company where you are a Tactical Space Marine. So you might still be a weapon specialist, you might still be a combat specialist, you might be called upon to do a number of different battlefield roles. But you're there to just kind of plug the gaps and be useful to the main battle companies. So the example that's really easy is in the all the box art for Space Marines, they paint the Ultramarines as 2nd Company. That's why they have gold shoulder pads, right? Or gold trim on their shoulder pads. Their 1st Company ones, so like the Stern Guard and all that, should have white shoulder trim on their shoulder pads. I'm pretty certain that's how they've painted them on the box art. Once you've proved yourself in the Reserve Company, or perhaps due to attrition, you'll eventually make your way into a Battle Company. Where you will serve probably for over 100 years. All of the previous steps as well that we've talked about takes 100 or so years. Maybe even 200 years. And then after long distinction, you will eventually make your way into the Veterans Company. However, there are veterans of the first company who will take positions in the other companies as sergeants and instructors and things like this. Does that help answer your question, James? How the hell does this go together? For veterans of Warhammer 40,000, before the days of... in fact, it still continued into 8th. But the Force Organization chart in 7th edition was the... Codex compliant formation for a full company of Space Marines. The initial part of it being 1 HQ and 2 troops, you then had an optional third and this, that, and the other. So the minimum was 1 HQ, 1 HQ and 2 troops units. The expansions of the original Force Organization chart was the layout of a Space Marine chapter, Space Marine company. And then when we moved into 8th edition times, the battalion was basically the Force Organization chart, which was also a Space Marine company. So if you were able to fill out every slot of a 8th edition 8th edition battalion detachment, you were able to field a Space Marines company. Which is pretty cool. I believe a Imperial Guard regiment followed a similar pattern, but theirs was slightly more kind of confusing in some ways, because everything was led by, so you had regimental command, and then each platoon was led by a command squad, and a platoon consisted of 1 to 4 squads of Cadians with optional, or Cadians of Imperial Guard with optional heavy support elements like heavy weapons teams and veterans and chimeras and things like that. And in some ways, I miss how guard armies were built, because now you build it on a squad by squad basis. But as you used to build an army on a platoon basis. So you'd have an infantry platoon. The infantry platoon would consist of a command squad plus some infantry squads, and that would be one of your troops choices. So you were actually able to field just tons and tons of guard, whereas nowadays you can field 60 Cadians. That's your max. You then have to get 60 Death Corps of Krieg, and then 60 Catachans if you want to continue filling out infantry, which is a bit of a shame. You also had conscripts as well as an option as part of a infantry platoon, which was pretty cool. I've always liked the idea of infantry only Astra Militarum. I've always liked the idea of doing that. Because I just think it would look really cool. It would make all of your battles really cinematic. It'd make them a pain in the arse at a tournament. Because, oh god, now wait, how does this now go on? Do you line up with... Yes, you do. Is the short answer. Hang on a minute, I need to investigate this closely. Did you order one pain in the ass? So that lines up with that. That's easy. That lines up with that, and that lines up with that. But then how does this all line up? This doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, well, we're just going to go for it. And if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. It's terrain. Who really cares? Me. I care. Don't pretend otherwise. It's kind of just held in there by friction and wishful thinking. But I don't hate it. Hi, random salutation. More than answers it, in fact, thinking I might stop buying codexes and just start paying you for information. You could do that, James. It's that kind of stuff that I really like about Warhammer 40k. I really liked it about AoS as well with the Stormcast. I liked how the chambers were laid out, and they don't generally do it so much anymore, which is a bit disappointing. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, crikey. Crikey. This thing's got a hell of a footprint. Crikey. Oh, yeah. This will kill a sprue. What are you building? I am building... What's it called? I am building the Starfire Pylon from the Ravaged Lands Terrain for Age of Sigmar. Otherwise known as, if you want to look it up on Games Workshop, it's called the Ruined Spawning Pool. And the thing we're quickly learning is that this thing is ginormous. It's very, 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 very big. This one is going to be really fun to try and do a painting video on, because it's so big. Do. Okay, now we need spruce C. I don't know which one that is. Let's have a look. Spruce C is the one I'm holding. Good. Okay. So I need C32, which is this bit right here underneath my thumb. That bit. Get out of the sprue. C32, A13 and C33, which is a big stick, of which there are many on this sprue. But this is a very big sprue. C33, yeah. Guys, you've absolutely smashed it. We are on 74 likes, which means we are a mere 26 away from our third target of the day of 100 likes on the stream. This is an uncomfortably large stick. I don't know whose idea it was to make a stick this big. But somebody thought it was a good idea. Quite often when you have components of that length, you can expect a bit of secret warping. Secret warping. Secret, 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 secret warping. What is the orientation for this? That goes in there. That makes sense. And then this goes in here. Is that right? Well, we'll find out, won't we? It feels snug, so I guess it's fine. Big stick. We need C34 and C35. And we're going to need to do these one by one so I don't get it wrong. So that's the orientation we need. So C34, where are you? What? I can see C35. Ah, there it is. You'd think C34 would be next to C35, and it is. But the numbering for it is not clear. Okay, C34. Here we go. Love a nice nebulous placing of a number on a sprue, don't you? It's great. Hunting for components. It's the best thing in the world. Okay, so this goes in here. In a configuration of some sorts, like that probably. Probably like that. It's probably fine. Will there be a video guide for this one? Yes, there will. There will be, as part of Me Time May. Getting ready. I might start calling it Project Spearhead, because that sounds cool. I can make the videos be like, hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Project Spearhead video. And in this video, we're going to be painting up the ruined spawning pool. Who knows how much terrain we require for this? But we require some. So we're going to build this bad boy up. That was easy. Okay, so now this stick goes in there at the jauntiest of angles. This doesn't seem right. I best not be about to fall victim to a hilarious Games Workshop joke of misprinting the numbers. Those are always my favourite practical jokes. Love them. One thing I will say about this piece of terrain, as I'm learning as I'm going, it is a little bit busy in places. Like, I know that Terrain is the third army on the battlefield, but like at the same time, you don't want it to be too much for the sake of actually painting the bloody stuff. That way? Alright, if you insist. Oh god, there's so much of this. It just feels like it never ending. I'm going to talk to you guys for a minute. I need a break. Hello. How you getting on? You guys having a good time? Yeah, this thing's going to be huge. I love it. What are you guys working on at the minute? Also, does anyone want to become the first new member of the day? No one has... No one has taken that honour yet. Or gifted new members yet. It's also the first gifted of the week. Oh my god, it's raining. When are you bringing out the Warhipster Battle Ready gym shirts? I'm actually going to talk to my brother tomorrow about getting him to design some clothes. It's the kind of thing that he is a little bit good at. I'm going to make him do it. Painting up some Blood Angels. Sick. Jump pack intercessors with the glorious Blood Angels. Ah, we have lots of Blood Angels fans in today. Good. 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 Been playing with different Zenithals. How's that going for you, Laura? Are you enjoying it? I want to get Lorgar from Forge World. Yeah, he's a tricky one. I would put him as a candidate for getting a new Horus Heresy miniature as well at some point. Because the Lorgar model is quite old now. And we've seen that that's the thing that they're doing at the moment. Obviously giving us Ascended Primarchs. And whilst I don't think we'll get an Ascended Lorgar, we might get a new one. A new Lorgar from Forge World. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. To be fair to you, Cass, I am the warm-up show for Liam. I need to speak to him about... just what in the heck we're going to be doing with Age of Sigmar. Priming some Dark Elves because I'm not feeling very well. I'm sorry you're not feeling very well. Is everything okay, Captain Mannerings? Or are you just a bit under the weather? It's another really big stick, this one. Oh. Well, I hope you feel better soon. I keep it's funny you mentioned the Daughters of Krieg / Dark Elves because I'm really struggling to not just massively over purchase everything to do with every spearhead and just think I'm going to be able to get it all done. So that's what I'm like. I could just try and I could just spend this month getting every single one done. Like, and I could probably do it, but it would be a horrible month. And I don't want to wear myself out for AoS 4. I don't like. I'm doing 10. I could do 16. You know. Baradon 283 wins the prize for the first gifted membership of the day. Baradon, thank you very much. That is very kind of you. Wait, what was that on? Yeah. Oh, and then Medieval has become a member. There we go. You two are the best. Thank you very much. Daughters of Krieg. Oh, did I say that? Oops. I wish. Nah, there's nothing very much exciting going on in 40k at the minute, as we know. Codex Chaos Space Marines, that comes out next weekend. Is that right? That's exciting, I guess. Might shake things up, who knows? Is it going to be good? I don't know. Appreciate your dulcet tones. Oh, that's very kind of you, Paramedieval. Thank you. I remember, like, I think it was about a year ago, a lot of people were commenting on my videos saying, Uh, they're like my dulcet tones, and I kept I don't know why I had it in my mind. I had it in my mind that that was an insult. So I was like, why are people keep being mean to me? And then I actually looked it up, and I was like, oh, it is a compliment. Okay, how on earth? Oh, that way round. This is interesting. This is very interesting. That way. Eh? I don't understand you. Maybe I'll understand you better. No, I don't get it. How? God, this one isn't for the faint of heart, I'm telling you. So that bit goes in there. And that bit goes in there. And that apparently just holds it straight, is that correct? Oh, and then that all glues together. Okay, fine. Hmm. Oh my giddy aunt. This is an absolute pain in the arse to put together. Guess it works. Did you order Grombrindle? I did. I did order Grombrindle. I am waiting for Grombrindle to arrive, as well as the 500th edition, 500th issue of White Dwarf. I'm excited to get Grombrindle. Huh. Interesting. How is Mr. the Warhipster doing? I'm good. I'm really good. I'm getting slightly confused by this terrain kit, but I'll figure it out. I always do. Well, I haven't completely ballsed it up because it does actually slot together. So there we go. That's good. So what I need to do now is just throw a bit of glue on here, 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 and here, and then do that. And lo and behold, see what I mean? This thing's huge. It's enormous. Do 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 do. Ba-doo. There's still all of this to put on it. What is this terrain kit called? It is called the Ruined Spawning Pool. The Ravaged Lands terrain set. It's from the Warcry series of Seraphon ruins, basically. If you look it up on Games Workshop, you can just look for Ruined Spawning Pool, and you'll find it. The thing that's crazy is that this box has another terrain piece in it. It's not just this. That's crazy to me. Which is presumably what the third sprue is all about. Which makes sense. Now this piece goes there. But it doesn't actually lean on anything. The interesting thing about this, right, is it's so big that I now actually can't pick the damn thing up. So I get to assemble it this way, which is interesting. Since my Halls of Thranduil was smashed to pieces, I'm in need of a new MESBG army. Debating between Minas Tirith or Beornings. Both are excellent ideas. I would always veer towards Minas Tirith, just because there is a lot more in that range. Because with Minas Tirith, you can do, you know, you can throw in Dol Amroth or all of that kind of stuff as well. Oh, it's literally only 2 more pieces. All my catastrophizing. And it's actually very nearly done. So what we need is we need this. Can't actually get the angle of the dangle on that. There we go. And we need this as well. Do we need that? C41. Yes. An entirely pointless extra piece, which could have been left on. So this is the roof, right? And this will go presumably like that in some way, shape or form. However, there's an extra little bit of canopy here. Which is interesting. Got to keep that component count up, you know. Okay. So now this bit Goes in there. Alright. Oh no. What would you use to highlight Hexwraith Flame? Thought Moot Green, but it's not quite the right tone. Hexwraith Flame. Also, hello, Cameron. What would I use to highlight Hexwraith Flame? What kind of tone are you after? I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but like... Because Hexwraith Flame's a weird one, because it's more of a technical paint. It's like one of those... There was two that kind of were the beginnings of contrast paint. Hexwraith and Nighthaunt... Hexwraith Flame and Nighthaunt Gloom. Something to just punch up the sharp points. Oh, in that case, I would go for something like... I would probably just go for like Corax White if it's just the corners. That'll punch it right up. Would be usually what I would do on something like a plasma coil. Like it will be quite stark, but it will really punch it. Punch it, Chewie. See, now I need to investigate how all of this is going to go together. So there should be a little groove there. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a... You'll see what I mean in a second. And then we do that. So now... So you need to go in. You also need to go in. You need to go in. And you need to go in. I believe it's "Hail the victorious dead" is the line he speaks in Edoras. Right. I've built some big terrain pieces in my time. I've built some big models in my time. But this one is huge. Look at how big that is. For reference, I'm excited to see him, James. There is enough room to place 5 40mm bases on the bamboo here. We could probably get... Yeah. That is a lot of real estate. This is a smaller piece of terrain. I'm genuinely impressed with that. Yeah, that's 2 pages. You streaming the AoS preview next week? I certainly will, Sam. Absolutely, I will. In fact, like just before I absolutely 100% commit to that, I need to just... Because I'm going to be travelling to Nottingham on the Friday. Let me just check. Warhammer Community. Immortal Realms. Thursday, 16th of May. Yes. And then there's another one on the 18th. Okay, yeah. So I won't be able to do the 18th because I'll be away. But I will be able to stream the preview show for the Mortal Realms Reforged on Thursday, 16th of May, 7 p.m. CDT, or Friday, 17th of May, 1 a.m. BST. How do I think it would work on a full AoS board? I think it could. I would obviously need to build the Idol of Mawpit. Yeah, you could definitely get a full AoS board out of these. So what my kind of the thing that I'm envisioning is this thing, the Idol of Mawpit, the Idol of the Old Ones, the ruined Realm Shaper engine, and then my 3 sets of 3 Sylvaneth Wildwoods. So I'll need to paint another 3 woods. But so 9 trees, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of hard rock buildings, and I should be good. Should be good to go. There you go. It's a very impressive piece of terrain. And like I know that the Realm Shaper engine is very big as well. I'm so sad about the price of the Osgiliath terrain. I kind of get it. the thing I was confused about with the because I didn't end up buying it. I was going to, but I've already got most of it. Well, I've got all of it, right? It's £185, right? And what you get is you get 3 manas, and 7. So this is what I'm in. 3 ruins sets for a total of 6 ruined building sections. Okay, that makes more sense, right? So, if I then go middle earth, scenery. So the Gondor Tower is £40. The Gondor mansions are £50 each. So that's 5, 10, 15, 190, and then 369. It's 280. So it's basically £100 discount. You can't get it from other providers, can you? Ah. Because it's an online order, online only, because it's not technically new either. It was almost double what I thought. Yeah, I mean, if the box had been £100, that would have been an absolute ridiculous bargain, and I would have encouraged every single person to buy one, and then just sell each of the bits individually, because it would have been insane. I'm going to turn this camera off now. It's been on for a while. Because obviously we've been filming the Breaker Boss today. And we're going to sign off in about 10-15 minutes. Yeah, that same thing can happen in the UK Kawaii Fieri. Some places will do the online only stuff for you. But sometimes not even discounted at all. Ah. The stream is dying.
Remember this?
That's peculiar. That's very odd. That's not me either. Because I'm still showing zero dropped frames. I'm showing everything's glorious at this end. Oh, that's annoying. think it's a YouTube thing. Yeah, it looks like YouTube is struggling at the moment. Blame the PC. I can blame the PC. It's all my PC's fault. Please send super chats. Please, gifted members. We are 7 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. Has anyone got a like to donate? I'm very pleased with this piece of terrain. I just genuinely hadn't realised it was going to be this big. Down you go. Captain Mannering's with the £5 for the PC. I know it's not much, but new house is expensive. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Captain Mannerings. New houses are expensive. I very much appreciate that. And there it is, 100 likes on the stream. You guys are the best. Looks like half of the Great Moor. No, it's not a conversion. This is just a. It's a kit. Comes right out of the box. I have done nothing to it. And there's this other one here. It comes in the same box. Is the idol bigger? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Here you go. I'll show you. If the idol was bigger, it would be absolutely obnoxious. There it is. That looks quite cool as a setup. The most congested AoS. Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with a battle report video, and today we're playing Age of Sigmar City Fight. Every inch of the terrain of the table is covered in terrain. It's one of those. That's one of my dreams. One of my dreams is to build a custom board that is just a super congested city fight board. Just terrain everywhere. Just make it a really cool really cool board. Just loads of detail going on all over the place. And just make it a real pain to play on, but it'll look amazing. And the Mini Creative has gifted $4.99. I'm on iOS, still can't gift memberships. Did you ever find out if it was just iPhones or YouTube? I am still in the process of trying to get that sorted out, the Mini Creative. It's actually really annoying. They keep telling me that it's not possible. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Stop it. So I need to send them. I need to send them another email, basically, with another video, because I keep going, here's the video evidence, and they keep going, could you provide more video evidence? And I keep going, fine, here's more video evidence. And they go, okay, that's cool, but could you provide more video evidence, because we still don't believe you? And I'm like, you buggers. Good evening, Marley. Good afternoon, Average Joe. Have you ever played Warcry? I have played Warcry. It's really good fun. It's really quite fast-paced and frenetic. Sometimes it can be a little bit janky. It can be a little bit finicky as well at sometimes, because sometimes it's like, it doesn't make sense. But I really enjoyed it. Oh, there we go. I've sent them another video. I got anytime soon. Will be Callus and Toll painting tutorial out. Got mine pre-ordered. Tronic 47. Yes, I will be painting them hopefully at the weekend. Next weekend. I've just got to get through some stuff this week. Got to get through some things, man, and some stuff. Wouldn't recommend it. Got a lot to do. A lot to do. Is the stream still cutting out or being doddery or weird? Because it's it's very close for us. There, words and things. Probably going to wrap things up there, ladies and gentlemen. Because yeah, I'm gonna go and have some dinner and chill out for a bit. But But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. You guys are the best. A good Me Time Monday. Thank you very much to Mark Watson, Baradon283, Paramedieval, Captain Mannerings, and the Mini Creatives for all of the super chats and the gifts. We will be back on Wednesday with A Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 2, Episode 10. I think it is. I'm not sure. I now can't remember. Back on Wednesday with another live stream for Tale of Many Warhipsters, and then we'll have a painting video on Thursday for the Yggdrasil Riverblades. And for those of you who are members of a certain tier or Patreons of a certain tier, the Yggdrasil Riverblades will be going live for you tonight as an early access video. So stay tuned for that. You'll be able to see it somewhere. But yeah, thanks very much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I will see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming. Here is the hand of farewell. Good evening, and thank you for hanging out with me, and welcome to Me Time May, I guess.